Uh, well, all right. Can you restart?
Yeah, I was just going home, and as I was just going, my heart just felt like, hey, go talk to this guy. And then I should just like turn around over there, and then came over.
Yeah, I seen you pass, and then
Yeah.
you came back, right?
Yes, like I was kind of asking, like, God, you want me to go talk to him? And
There might be a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a heart just like, boom, just drove me to kind of talk to you, bro.
The gravity, huh?
Yeah. So I was like, all right.
It's like a magnetic force, huh?
So yeah, it's God's love for you, bro.
Hey, man, I want to ask you. Can you see like a scar in my forehead?
It's sort of like the middle bumper here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not. It's separated from the middle, so it's like a. There's like a.
Oh wait, yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yep.
I see that.
You see that?
Yeah.
I have a book in here, man. I read the scriptures, man.
Really?
I died twice. Yeah. So that spirit, man, is real.
Yeah.
Well, even saying Israel, you hear Israel.
Israel.
But yeah, I died twice, man.
I'd love to hear your story, bro.
I wanna ask you what names do you I mean, actually, I'm just gonna start with my story, man, because it's so deep, man.
I would love to hear.
I got an hour of recording if I could.
Yeah, bro.
Man, so it all started, man. I got some books in here. Hang on. It all started. I don't know if you know what this is, apocrypha. They don't have this in this book, your King James Bible, but basically, he shooed me his name, man. And somebody gave me this at one of my jobs, and I've been hanging on to it. That number right there is a revelation to the 144,000 in Scripture spoke of, and well,
this 144 right here.
yeah, the 144 talked of in Revelations 7 and 4. But basically, this is beautiful. I'm gonna, cause I broke my neck a few years back, and the hospital turned me away, and basically it was like things in my life that, just like you came and magnetically, spiritually gravitated your way over here. He through dark things and good things, he brought me to the scriptures. So like. Basically, I went to the doctors. I went to the physicians here. I went to the doctors here nowadays, and they helped me not, just like what happened to this prophet here, and that's what opened my, uh, it opened my eyes to basically like what's going on. But basically, uh, therefore they that labor in vain. So like these jobs and stuff, people don't. I don't know. Yeah. At the end of the day, like, one of the book of Haggai. I don't know the exact page, but basically what we do is we build up these houses, and these are the book of the prophets. Their testimonies, and it's just like a journal, a diary, and so people say, but it's a book of prophecy. We're actually living it out, like. But I'm looking for Haggai 5:49. But this is what is it? I'm looking up for this. It is time for you, Haggai 1 and 4. Well, I'll start at 3. Then came the word of Yahweh the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, It is time for you, O ye, to dwell in your settled houses, and this house lie waste. So, like, he's asking, is it time for you to just, like, So the strength of the Egyptians was to sit still, and basically that wasn't his people's duty. You know what I mean? So like pertaining to the scriptures, like when you see a book, sometimes it sits there for months and months and months collecting dust. But basically, in that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. So like all these nations, how they're acting haughty against his real people, like you could feel it by the testimony. But basically there's so much information, but Haggai, what I just showed you in my forehead, I seen this word in one of my dreams, you know. So the thing is, but you gotta study to shoot yourself approved. And basically I seen this what that mark is. I wasn't born with it, you know what I mean? I had some things happen to me. And the thing is that this is that signet. And that day saith Yahweh the Lord of hosts, I will take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord, and will make thee as a signet, for I have chosen thee. That's how I know I was chosen, with this, saith the Lord of hosts. So basically, like, he took, like, basically, I'm dumb. I'm not the smartest, you know what I mean? But the things that he showed me, I've lived them, you know what I mean? And I can only have understanding, and, you know, because I feel like I went through what they were going through, you know what I mean? So it's just like the suicide, that's in the scriptures, and basically, I usually use the coordinates, but this is that oven, you know? So basically, this is that God, Malachi 3 and 6 is talking about. Like, this is that name Genesis 11 was talking about.
Was the
Yeah,
Yahweh?
Yahweh, and then his son Yahweh Shai. So like Malachi 3 and 6, for I am the Lord, I change not. So like Acts 4 and 12 tells us there's only two names given. You know, there's only two names on this hat. And these are the only two. I was writing and chanting these names in my dream, multiple dreams.
So Yahweh.
Yahweh. It's like Yahweh. The first three letters. So John 5:43. You know how he says, "I come in the name of my Father." This is why, because the first three letters. You know, when a father has a son, he wants his son to have his name, right? So that's like this. This is how Junior came to be abroad. Yeah. So like the first three, he's got the same name. That's Yahweh, and it's Yahweh. That's Shah, and the O makes the I sound.
So that's like pretty much saying Yeshua, and then in
Well, like Yeshua is the modern,
version of
modern Hebrew pronunciation. And I want to show you something. Yeah, that brings us, because it's not me that's, because it's very important. I've understood, because the same prophets, our fathers, our brethren in this, and our teachers, right here in Eclecticus, which is called the Sirach. This is telling you the gravity of the language, how important it is, matching the scriptures like John 5:43, Acts 4:13, Zephaniah 3 and 9. Because in Zephaniah 3 and 9, he says he's gonna make the whole world, make a praise of his name. Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, forgive us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret. So, like the same with So basically, like how people laid up in the celled houses, and what people are just watching TV, partying, drinking, whatnot. But really, he's calling us. He's showing new signs to us that follow, and confirming the scriptures. And that's a. I wanted to finish this one. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So, like suicide, like if that's happened multiple times, that's something. The righteous falleth 6, but he delivers. 7 troubles, 6 troubles, or 7 trouble. No harm will touch thee. It's deep. But But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of the righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. And that day, this is new to me right here, and that day that I shall do this. And he doesn't lie. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. Yeah. So when he's going to mess some people up for us, he's going to do it, man. And it's emphasis on this. Saith the Lord Yahweh, the Lord of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses. So that's what also brought me to this. I heard upon the curse of Deuteronomy 28. And that's the only word I can remember, because this thing was so scary and my mind was so cluttered, so blinded, and so corrupted and defiled because of the ways of this world. That's the thing. You start to understand the Most High. He was talking to you more when you're a child than he is when you're an adult, because you start to understand when you're an adult. There's more things. They've crafted things to where they know the flesh. They know how to manipulate the flesh. That's the job of Satan. That's the job of the deceiver. And it sees here, you know what I mean? But his sons are manifest as well, because that's that good news, because it's hard to see good in a negative world, you know what I mean? Especially when you got Facebook and the chain reaction's so heavy. It's no longer on a city scale. It's on a global scale now. But yeah, look, he said, "Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me, and the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, and they may offer unto the Lord an offering of righteousness." And that's the thing. He knows he's going to come back to this and do righteousness, and discern. Basically, like, okay, the names. There's this scripture right here saying there's only one name. So, like, I want to bring it back to this. Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another language. So this is that other language, Have not the have not and that's a curse right there, because it's spoke of in Revelations. Anybody alter anything out of this book, the writings and anything, the curses will fall upon them. And the thing is, there's so many curses. There's so many. But look, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. So, not the same power of salvation. Yeah. Yep. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. So that's what, just like, I was calling upon the wrong names the whole time, and that's the thing. I was going through this trials of affliction, and I mean, still, I mean, but that's not to be compared to the glory that's going to be revealed in us. Because the thing is, it's just like to be, because it's the thing. It's just to fulfill the words that are, to be to what's said. So basically, like I heard these names, man. Like this night, the moon talked to me, man, and it's in the scriptures, man. Uh, so if I can, I'll show you because wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of Yahweh the Most High is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed, or who hath known her wise counsels? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who hath understood her great experience? There is one wise and greatly to be feared, the Lord sitting upon his throne. And I didn't know, but there's a scripture saying, give me wisdom by thy throne. Um, and she is with all flesh according to his gift, and he hath given her to them that love him. And what's powerful with that love him, because that's that thing on my yeah, be merciful unto me. Hang on. Dang. Well, I wanted to match this up because wisdom. If you speak like you'd be basically. Actually, I'm gonna match it all up. So hang on to this. So those.
So this one, he's asking for wisdom.
Right.
Okay.
So like this is the description of wisdom, and basically.
Can you read it again?
Yeah. But I'm gonna show you this one real quick. Yeah, here it is. She is with all flesh according to his gift, and he hath given her to them that love him. So basically, this is matching up. If somebody's asking, well, who loves him? Who really does love him? Well, Psalm 60 and verse 4 answers your question. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth, that thy beloved may be delivered with thy right hand, and hear me. So basically, this is also matching John 17, because that love that love is a special kind of love, and you need there's many scriptures pertaining to it, but let's jump to John 17, because that love, and this is what's powerful. The red letteration, you know who that is speaking? The Savior. um John 17 verse 26, and I have declared unto them thy name. And that's why, that gave me understanding to that name. Yeah, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yep. O righteous Father, the world hath not known thee. It's saying the entire world has never known him. Because, and I want to bring it up too, because if he can hide himself from the entire world. He's got the power. O righteous Father, the world hath not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou hast sent me. And the 144,000, they're the ones who first trusted, and it's yeah, it's deep, man. And this thing is henceforth I call you not servants, for the servants knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I called you friends. For all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, that your fruit should remain. So if you believe, man, in those names, I can't tell you, you know what I mean? He knows your spirit. So like there's many things, man. And whatsoever you should ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, and ye know that it hated, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. For ye were of the world, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So like it's deep, because like you're gonna see millions of people following after all these other names, all these other idols and religions. But these are the events to come, because these guys, and this is the thing, yeah, yeah. Neither I pray for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. And it's talking about them. The
1,400.
yeah, man, because they basically, we have the seal saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And that's that diadem, the diadem of the head. And he revealed it to me by I seen 22D on the TV screen real quick. And I seen 22D. And I'm going to show you that revelation. So I was reading Revelations 22, and A, B, C, D is the fourth, went to the fourth verse, and I seen his, I took this picture. It's crazy. It sounds crazy, man, but I took this picture, and it it matches that verse, and it matches many other verses. So basically it's in my forehead, forehead. So I became obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Because
So what does the 22D mean?
they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. So like right after I seen his face in my forehead, I had a dream. I was writing and saying those. I was saying, Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Amen, which means all praise the Most High, Bahashem, in the name of His only Son, Yahweh Shai.
So you had like a supernatural experience?
Well, it was like a dream, but it was a more powerful dream. I felt it.
So it wasn't just like a...
Like like when somebody's around you and trying to wake you up and you're kind of like half asleep. Well, I felt like a fire in my bones. So I knew that this was like this is a different type of sleep. So basically, and I became obsessed with it. Just like it says here. It says, yeah. Somewhere. Hang on. Found a book over there for us. Watch this. There's I don't know, but when you're obsessed with these things, that's how you know that the spirit's like he's either working through you, you know what I mean? But trying to look for here we go. The diadem. DA. Yeah, it's like a crown. And that's what he's putting upon the 144,000. And Isaiah 28. Oh yeah, that's because that matches up with what I want to show you. Oh yeah. So there's like a picture, man, I did want to show you, and this is the answering. Revelations 22:4. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, because we're all flesh, we're all clay, His clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he framed it, you know what I mean? Ezekiel 16:12 on down explained how he was telling me he did it, and that made me happy, I'd rather have him kill me than anybody else, because he could have it super sweet or super sour, because with the forward he shows himself forward, but with the pure he shows himself pure, Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he hath no understanding? So I didn't have understanding before all this. He gave me understanding, that night. To live through it, to understand the enemy's end. Basically, to know what suicide is. Basically, that's that oven, man. You don't want to get caught up in the oven. You don't want to speak in the oven, because this is where it's coming up. It's coming up right here. Because I was brought to the the slaughter, man. Hang on. This is it though. O Yahweh, thou art my God, I will exalt thee, I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels, okay? Remember? Who upon Sirach 1:6, to whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed, or who hath known her wise counsels? Matching it up, right? And they tell us to line upon line, precept upon precept. That's how our elders of the apostles at Great Millstone, they helped me with the names, double honors to them, for real. And thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. For thou hast made of a city an heap, of a defenced city a ruin, a palace of strangers to be no city. It shall never be built. And that's what you're seeing, it's never going to be built, is what they're trying to build, and what they're still trying to build, you know what I mean? But it's coming down. This corona thing, this is the judgments of the Most High, the plagues of Egypt, like he did upon Pharaoh way back. But his people are scattered everywhere in every nation,
So he's trying to stop the nations from building what they want to build.
They want to kill his people,
So
and basically erase us from existence.
erase all Christians from existence.
Believers, yeah, all believers, because it's how powerful. Believe. If you look 1,000, 2,000 years, and there's only one person of belief, everybody be chasing after him like a celebrity. You know what I mean? So that's the juice, man. And if you let go of that, man,
Pretty much.
it's that's why they got people selling out, So that's why people do. There's only 3% that are rich, because there's only few that have the wisdom, you know what I mean? So the thing is, there's a righteous way to get riches, but there's it's this world's job to keep that from his men, because that's the time when we come into possession again. But what it says in Daniel, man, we're gonna come into the kingdom forever. You know what I mean? We don't know when, but according to the seal, man, we don't know if we're in the last or the beginning. Because he set a mark upon Cain too when he killed his brother. You know what I mean? And he set a seal upon Lucifer himself, so he couldn't deceive the nations anymore. Because that's what's happened, is signs, symbols, words, letters, all of this is either the righteous are going to see it and be like, that's off, and try to dig into it. But the Most High, he tells us, but look, that's the pit. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, Ezekiel 28 verse 8, and shall be shut up in the prison, that's that prison without bars, and after many days shall they be visited. So the UFOs, man, those are the holy angels. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun be ashamed. That's that solar eclipse. When the Lord Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, shall range in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. So that glorious crown spoke of in Ezekiel 16, 12.
Those who will be imprisoned at the fallen angels.
The prisons, well, that's the thing. Everyone's fallen. That's the big catch.
So like,
We're the fallen angels. Like, this is, you know, the ground beneath us is brass, and the sky like iron. You know what I mean? It's like a yoke. Like, so like the scripture's telling us, like, it's telling us, like, this is hell. This is hell.
This lifestyle.
And the thing is, this was given into the hand of the wicked. You know what I mean? But how our oppressors, the way that they've treated his people, the Most High, making new covenants, making it to where we can get ourselves right in our mind and our spirit, you know. But that's after, you know. And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our God. We have waited for him. I was waiting, you know, even after I broke my neck, I was still waiting. You know what I mean? So the thing is, but it did get bad to where I was praying to a false god. You know what I mean? Oh, and where I went to a hospital and they turned me away. And now I despise going to those places because I know now. He can bind up all your wounds, man. He can heal you instantly.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures have said it immediately. So like when it's time, and then you just got to know what you got to put back. You know what I mean? And it was that, you know, the old man, you know, because that's what we got to do, because we get recreated through reading and applying it, you know.
Yeah. Like,
but
day by day.
I'm trying to find, because yeah, something just. I'm trying to find he will swallow up death and victory, and the Lord Yahweh, the Lord God, will wipe away tears from all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for Yahweh the Lord hath spoken it. And it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is Yahweh the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. You know, it's the mark, man. It's the testimony of him. And basically, he's got to elect people, blacks, Mexicans, Latinos, Native Americans, and knowing that it's been, in all nations and all kindreds, we're gonna know everybody by the Spirit. You know what I mean? Those who really believe in this, you know. But I was brought to the slaughter like a lamb. And that's what I was trying to. And that day shall Yahweh the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people. Because the thing is, the residue is like the last of it. You know what I mean? Like the few. And it's not. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of our people got to catch hell, because the more that time went on, we got worse and worse and worse. We waxed worse, you know. And we got even more wicked than our fathers in our ways. They erred in vision. They stumble in judgment. I don't drink, you know what I mean? So, like, I think that, they are swallowed up of wine, strong drink. Through strong drink, they are out of the way. They err in vision and stumble in judgment. So, when you're in judgment, you're not supposed to talk. You know, you're supposed to show yourself. You know, when you're in the courtroom, you just be quiet, because you know it's gonna. If you don't, it's gonna get worse. There's this Judge Joe Brown, where you have to look it up on YouTube, but this guy just keeps on talking and gets penalized, and he ended up starting a conversation, and they ended up getting like arrested. It's just it was just it was good. Uh, so basically, yeah. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. So like the elect, oh, like I said, but the word of the Lord was upon them, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. For hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. So like, because ye have said we have made a covenant with death and with hell, are we at agreement? When the overflowing scorn shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. So that's why he's basically like, because everybody's choosing their own way, you know what I mean, and then especially when they open the Bible, you know what I mean. And that's when it gets really scary, man. So basically, like, yeah, and it should be a, yeah, and you know how I said, like, I broke my neck, you know what I mean, and I feel like it was to understand. Here it is, man. Listen, Isaiah 28 and 19. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. So this is like the wrath of death. Inflammation, sicknesses, stuff like that, because these bodies are weak. And your covenant with death shall be disowned, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scorn shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. The morning by morning shall it pass over, the day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. And this is that report, you know what I mean? Of all these different prophets, you know. And they are of our people. So they were telling us serious, very serious things, you know. Like, for the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it. That was me. I was sleeping in the closet for over a year. And it was just like, wow. And the covering narrower than that he can wrap himself in it. So like, if you ever been there, you know what I mean? But this is yeah, and that's that thing, that seal, man. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place. So these churches, they ain't really got really what people really need to hear. You know what I mean?
So what do they get?
The thing is, they itchy ears. They tell people all the good stuff, but leave out all the bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then that's what leaves the world. Why is all this bad happening? And then when they find out, you know, it's dang near too late. You know.
So yeah, like the church is telling the people about good things. You know, good things are coming, good things are coming. But then they're living out.
I mean, it becomes a problem when they don't read right out the book, or you know, or try to like prove things, or you know what I mean, because the books will teach you to be a detective, you know what I mean, because that's really what it is. Once you realize that the enemy is trying to get you to forget your God, you know what I mean. So, and a lot of people have, you know what I mean.
So is it kind of like shifting? Because like there's a time where the Israelites, they had the Ark of the Covenant, right?
Well, that's them. That they are that as a.
Then
I believe that because he's in them.
uh-huh.
That's
But then
that's the deepness. That is the ark. You
then
know.
it got deeper with them that they know, so they acknowledge that Yahweh was in the holy of holies, right? So
Yahweh.
then they knew
Yeah.
that by having the Ark of the Covenant, that Yahweh would be with them. But then
But Yahweh. I mean,
Yahweh.
that's the thing. Like I don't. That's the thing. Like if I can't show you a scripture or I ain't like
It's in the
uh
where is it in Genesis, I think. But it was talking about how the Israelite they kind of shifted from God into idolizing the gift of God. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of something that is happening in the church. It's like the church.
well they got the graven images. That's one of the main abominations is because basically and that's what he's doing. For I will defend the city to save it for my own sake and for my David and my for my servant David's sake. And this is because he's still watching out for his David's sons. He's still watching out for Abraham's seed line, you know. And people are forgetting like his people are still here today. Uh, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will you liken the Most High, or what likeness will you compare unto him? For the workman melteth a graven image, and the goldsmith spreadeth it over with gold, and casteth silver change. This is talking about me, man. He that is so impoverished that he hath no obligation chosen were those trees. A tree that will not rot. You know, you don't, you ever see kids rotting old? You ever seen a rotten old kid? Yeah, because he's, our flesh, he made us to live like 100 years, just like a tree, Obligation, choose a tree that will not rot, and your soul never rots, you know what I mean? He prepared a graven image that shall not be moved. So like Daniel 6 and 17 and Isaiah 44, right here. The carpenter, which is the Most High God, stretcheth out his rule. He marketh it out with a line. That mark in my forehead, it goes back to Ezekiel 9 and 4. He fitteth it with planes and maketh it after a figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house. And just like there, right here, that shall not be moved, so it may remain, right? That's matching Isaiah 40 and 20, Isaiah 44, 13, matching Daniel 6 and 17. Yeah, yes, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel, you know what I mean? And this is that signet. A stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet. Remember Haggai? And with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. And this is what's powerful. 9 and 17. This is what that stone was, that signet was. I don't like having my foot on there. Because this book right here is special right here, man. That it's the knowledge in it, But 9 and 17, matching Revelations 22 and 4. And now therefore, O our God, hear the prayer of thy servant and his supplications, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate for the Lord's sake. And that night when I went out to meet him, Matthew 25, verse 6, actually I'm going to match that up real quick. It's Matthew 25 verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold the bridegroom, that's the Most High God. The bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. And that's what happened. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision. But a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. A cop, okay, turned to straight baloney when he seen the angels of the Most High. Seen 3 of them come past my house about. That was when I talked to the, I heard upon his voice, and, he gave me. I talked to the Most High. He talked to me. I didn't talk because it was so scary. It was so, he's dreadful, man.
So
That's
how
what.
did you get to talk to, how did you get to that point?
That's the thing, man. The cop seen it, and he fled away, man. He was scared, man. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. So it's the thing. The less you sin, the unconfusing you would become. You know what I mean? Because that's ultimately what it is. So basically, my face was down towards the ground, man, and I was in the presence of one of the angels, man, one of the holy angels, Gabriel or Uriel, and basically, look, this is how I knew I was in the presence of him, because the same thing that happened to Daniel, he's like, there remained no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. And that's the thing. But look, the angel came and touched him and strengthened him. And that's the strength I still got. Like, being able, right here, still to be able to do this, is from, him, But I stood trembling, man. I feared him, man.
So,
But look, this is what I'm trying to, look. Now am I come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the later days. For yet the vision is for many days. So,
what does that mean?
basically, like, I had visions of mass death right after that happened, right?
Of what?
Visions of mass death.
Who's that?
Just a lot of people dying.
Oh.
Millions, like.
So, is it related to this virus that
That's, I'm gonna say yeah. You know what I mean? Because it hit the whole world by a storm. You know what I mean? Like a hurricane, and that's how they're gonna know the names. Like a hurricane. And that's what I was gonna say in that day. But look, this is because like he said that this is sealed for yeah. But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest. Hang on. Wait. Oh yeah. Because many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other 2. He's talking about the angels, about the UFOs. He was talking about the angels above, and he's talking about the appearances. But look. When he have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. So, like, nobody can really understand this until he gives you that wisdom and understanding. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. So that's the thing about being tried. Once he's found you worthy for himself, being tried in that fire of, his judgment. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And this word right there, Hosea, is actually Hawashai. Um, you know, because we understood.
So Hawashai, that's how it's said in Hebrew, in ancient Hebrew.
Yeah, if you look up that word in the coordinates, you'll see the true the true Hebrew. Well, I had to you have to interpret it, but you see it for what it is. So Baal is still worshipped today, and that's all these names in these churches, man.
So how is Baal still worshipped today?
Okay, Jeremiah. Well, all right. That's the only way I could. Jeremiah 23:13. Uh, this is the thing. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will rise unto David a righteous branch, and that's them, the 144,000. And a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called, and that's that name I was, Yahweh, yeah. And his son Yahweh Shai, the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh the Lord, that they shall no more say all these other names, that they speak, And this is he's telling us.
So the other names,
he's telling us forget about them. That's
so like anything that is outside of Jesus, forget about it.
Nope. Everything that's outside of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
So,
because listen to this. Listen to what he's saying. Don't listen to your own thoughts or understanding. As Proverbs, Yahweh the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord, that's what they were calling him. You know what I mean? All these names. But Yahweh the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. So North America, the north country. And from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. My heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome. Proverbs 40:12. Because of Yahweh the Lord, and because of the words of his holiness, he made me to come out to see his back parts and not his face. Because if I seen his face, it would have killed me. Exodus 33:21.
So he made you see his back.
Yep. And this is I've seen the folly and the prophets of Samaria. They have prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. And I only know this thing. I only know because he revealed it unto me. He reveals the secret unto the meek, the poor, the righteous. And I seen Satan's face. They had this movie. Lucifer, or it's like a TV show.
Is it on
Netflix. Netflix. Well, he shows his face like a couple times. He doesn't show his face a lot. You know what I mean? Well, there's a story in an AA meeting going, and this old man said he's seen Jesus in a bar room. Well, a year had passed. I ended up living out the story he just told. You know what I mean? So I connected the dots. It's because how it happened. You know what I mean? They did it secretly and deceptively. You know what I mean? And but it didn't work. They tried to do their little illusion, little trick on me, man. It didn't work, man. Look, it's right here. 7 and 17. Nope, it's actually 17 and 7. Sorry. 17 and 7. And as for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaulting and wisdom was reproved with disgrace. For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul, because his holiness it turned me to corruption, to like confusion of face, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at. So basically yeah, basically he showed me but they sleep in the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of an inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous aberrations and partly fainted, their heart failing them for a sudden fear and not looked for. This is when you're being tried, because there is such thing as angels and demons, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's when your trial, your faith, and your disbeliefs are tested. That's the trial. Your love. And that sudden fear, when it's not looked for, came upon them. So then whosoever fell down was straightly kept shut up in a prison without iron bars. And that's this thing. That was everybody's gonna go through this. And that's the thing. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing, and not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things, they counted them happy. So that's the angels, man. So the thing is, like, the angels, they there's things that the angels like to look into, you know what I mean? Because look, there's another majesty upon the diadem of his head, For in the long garment was the whole world, and in the 4 rows of the stones was the glory of the Father's graven, his graven image, And this is proving that it's in the forehead. Numbers 6:25, Daniel 9:17, Psalms 67 verse 1, Psalms 80 verse 3 and verse 7, Psalms 119 and 135. The ones I got to memorize, because it's all talking about this right here, the diadem of his head, because this is your life, you know what I mean? My head's been hanging in, it's either of no assurance of my life, hanging in doubt, or being a wicked servant, because being a wicked servant calleth, boweth the neck, So the thing is, when you're given, that's why it's so confusing, because I can't say that, because I remember, that's the thing. I can't say that I'm righteous either, you know what I mean? So the thing is, like, because if I say I'm righteous, it count me perverse, And the scriptures say there's not one righteous man.
Yeah, but only him.
And there's not, and even his son said, don't call me good. There's only one good, and it's his father, Yahweh. Because his father's, he's way greater, man. It's obviously evident. He makes planets, and, yeah, it's just, it's just, the thing is, like, he can give you everything. He can give you the mind to get the girl that you've been just not being able to get. He'll give you the right words to say. You know what I mean? A lot of us have been worried about, things, And the thing is, like, people just look and are astonished at how these things happen, but ultimately there's one source, one plug-in, And so basically, like, there's a lot of people just like, yeah. There's just a lot of people just keeping silent and not doing, like, so basically, like, the wicked, yeah, that's their job to be silent, you know what I mean? That's what we come to understand. So if you're not speaking up, that's blood on your hands, So, like, for then the blameless man made haste and stood forth to defend them, and bringing the shield of his proper ministry, even prayer, and the propitiation of incense, set himself against the wrath, and so brought the calamity to an end, declaring that he was thy servant. So he overcame the destroyer not with strength of body nor force of arms, but with a word subdued he him that punished, alleging the oaths and covenants made with the fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For when the dead were now falling down by heaps, one upon another standing between, he stayed the wrath and parted the way to the living. For in the long garment was the whole world, and in the 4 rows of the stone